So let's go ahead and get rolling. A couple things first. We need to time and date stamp this. We are going to be going over some market information, some financial unemployment, GDP information. So if someone's watching this in a week and what we're saying today is completely ridiculous, that's why we want to time and date stamp this. So it is May 1st, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time. The other part is a very big thank you to Keeping Current Matters and everybody over there, Steve Harney and the crew. A lot of the research and the graphics are directly from them. The methodology that we're going to be talking about today, it's very simple. We're always looking for long-term and reliable resources for market information and the analysis as well as the science behind it. The logos in the lower right, those are just some of the resources that we're using. So this is not opinion. This isn't what I feel. No one cares what I feel. Everybody cares about numbers. All right. So the disclaimers up front, nobody can give you perfect advice. If anyone tries to do that or tells you they are, run from them and run quickly. Number 2, this is what we're seeing taking place in the real world. Number 3, this is what the science has to say. Based on all that, I'm going to give you the best advice that I possibly can. So, all right, let's get to the real estate part of this. All right, so on the ground update, what's going on in San Diego? The new data is out, just came out this morning. A few things I want to put out there before we really get into this. First of all, the data did just come out, right? It is going to take 5 to 7 days for everybody to get all the data from April put into the system. So these numbers are going to change, all right? This is a preliminary glimpse at them. They are not permanent. The other thing I want you to really understand is that these are all the numbers from April. The entire month of April was 100% impacted by the COVID-19 virus, okay? So we're going to go through and we'll take a look at some of the key metrics. So the first one, median sales price. Now, this is all of San Diego County. This is the $37 million listing in La Jolla. This is the $10,000 trailer in Borrego Springs, okay? New median sales price, $604,750. That is going to change as more numbers come in. That's up 5.1% from April of 2019. So all the percentage changes are back to April of 2019, a year ago. We're up 5%. That is a new all-time high in San Diego County. All right. So pricing is still going up. It went up last month. It's up this month. Median days on market, 8 days. House comes on the market. It's gone 8 days later. That is 50% faster than a year ago. Months worth of inventory, 1.8 months. All right. That's the second month in a row we've been at that number, 31% less than where we were a year ago. Active listings are down 31%. New listings, 42% down. Pending listings, 42% down. Sold listings, 34% down. All right, so this is, keep in mind, on March 19th is when the governor gave the stay-at-home order. All right, so it took time to get through that. On the next slide, the graph will come up and kind of break that down for us. The month of April, more or less everybody was doing a pretty good job with the stay-at-home order, right? And we can see that by the numbers. The number of properties that are coming on the market down 31%, then 42 for new listings and pending listings, all right? So the take home from this, COVID had an impact. Everybody can see that. Everybody can feel it. Here's the preliminary numbers, all right? There are people that have to buy and sell homes for various reasons. It could be a family. How about this as an example for everybody out there who's still wondering why realtors feel they are an essential service? How about the 67-year-old couple that has owned their home for 42 years? They raised their 4 kids there, and they just lost 3/4 of their life savings because of the stock market crash. They now have to sell their $2.4 million home they've owned for 40 years in order to go buy a $500,000 condo so they can afford to live. You tell me, is that essential? I would say it is, all right? So there's all kinds of stuff like that. That's obviously pulling at the heartstrings, but there are people that do need to buy and sell. So that is basically what we're seeing taking place. So let's look more specifically at the daily numbers, all right? So these are all of the active listings. This is going back to March 1st. So we have basically 2 full months worth of data. The red line, that's March 19th. That was the stay-at-home order for California. All right, so what you can see, if you can see this, there's a gray box basically covering the right-hand side of the graph, very light gray. That's the month of April, all right? Basically, you can see that we were really starting to gain a lot of steam right up until March 19, and then we had a pretty precipitous drop. And then we just simply have kind of been bouncing along. Homes have come on, but not at a super high rate. All right. And so if we were to do a line of best fit, I would say that from the second week of April to today, we are seeing a gradual increase without a doubt. Okay. Over the last week, we've definitely seen an increase. Right. You can see that right here on the far right-hand side. One thing to keep in mind with this, you do see the peaks and valleys. The valleys, right? So remember, active listings is when is this thing coming on when's it coming on the market, right? Homes don't come on the market on Mondays. They don't come on the market on Tuesdays normally, right? We're normally looking at Thursday, Friday. Those tend to be the two best days. So a lot of the peaks that we're seeing, those are the middle of the week, the troughs, those are Saturdays and Sundays, right? The reason people aren't bringing a home on the market on Saturday is everybody's already made plans of where they're going to go look at open houses on Saturday. They made those plans on Friday, all right? The next slide, pending listings. This is the one that is very interesting. So again, same graph, red line on the day of the stay-at-home order. What we can see is an absolute trend upwards in pending. I would personally argue it started somewhere right around the beginning of March. We had a new high this year, as it may be, or let's say in the last 2 months, up over 160. That was about a week ago on the 24th, 25th. All right. So remember, pending is when an offer is accepted, goes into escrow. Normally, offers are accepted Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, right? Because the open houses are on the weekends, people submit the offers, negotiations, etc. Okay. So what's the take-home message of this? Business is still taking place. It is increasing day by day, week by week at this point, which is wonderful news for everybody. Okay. So that's the local market. Let's take, and there's the line of best fit.